let's start recording. Oh wait, no wait, I don't count down for that. Okay, we're
Scrub.
Fucking amateur.
Hi everyone, welcome to the Hate the Player podcast. This is episode 41, and I'm still remembering how to count down to things. With me today...
Technically counting up.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
I do 3, 2, 1. But with me...
Contact.
Yeah. With me today, we actually have the full complement of people. Arnold's here after his email hacking scandal.
Yeah.
And Three
Wait,
Toes
what?
is here as well.
Yeah, no, my email got hacked, and I got on to talk with you shitlords, and I'm like, oh, my Skype password is different. Oh, I wonder why I haven't been getting email the past couple days. Yeah, well, this is what happens when you buy prosthetic limbs from Russia.
No, I did hear about a bunch of Gmail accounts getting compromised. Were you one of them?
No, it wasn't a Gmail account.
Oh, okay.
I'm from 1990. I use Hotmail.
Well, you have to if you have Windows
God.
8.
Yeah.
I fucking hate that shit. Like, I was impressed. I remembered the password I haven't had to remember since freshman year of high school. Or college, sorry. Not even that bad. To get onto Windows 8, it's like, yeah, what's your Hotmail account? Fuck you. That's what my Hotmail account is. No one uses Hotmail. It's like, who uses Bing? Sign in with your Bing account. Actually, I think they said they're going to take the Bing branding away, and they're going to put it into MSN again, or something like that. I don't know.
Yet another website I never visit,
Yeah,
so it doesn't really matter.
It's like 1999 is just popping back up into reality here.
Yep.
Yeah.
History repeats itself.
Well.
Oh, history never changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one went to MSN. No one ever goes to MSN. The only thing that's remained constant is The Onion is pretty damn hilarious.
Yeah.
Yes.
Gets better every week.
So, have you guys been playing anything recently, or? Wow.
I played.
Wow.
We're
off to a great start.
I was telling Doritos last week. I played the I want to put more RAM in my PC game, and I bought the wrong frequency RAM, and that sent me on a spirit quest to figure out how to get better performance, which led to because my BIOS didn't automatically update to 1600 when I put 1600 RAM in, so I had to go through this whole thing, updating Catalyst Control and blah 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 and all this bullshit. And I updated to the wrong driver, and that driver automatically crashed half my games, even though it's a fully released driver. That was a lot of fun. I would suggest never, first off, I'm an idiot. I bought cheap on everything that I could when I built this PC. And I have...
Good call.
This is only going to matter to you, Arnold. I have an LGA 1155 socket.
Okay.
Now,
that's the.
Are we really going through this
3500,
hardware
right?
chat again?
yeah, you can also get a i7 in that, but there's only one i7, so you can't get the Haswells because the Haswells are
Right.
all
Yeah, that was the
1150.
last gen socket. I forget what the Haswell socket is. I have Haswell.
1150. Yeah, so I bought wrong. I bought stupid, and so now I'm paying for it because I won't be able to upgrade my processor until I decide to upgrade my motherboard too.
Well,
it sounds like fun.
In other news that isn't mind-numbingly boring, there's apparently there's a super secret sneak preview of Unturned 3.0 that you can access it from your current client side, but I forgot how. You can YouTube
really
it
helpful.
and figure it out.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's because Paul Source Jr. put up some footage of him just tooling around in 3.0. There's no zombies in it. There's no single player in it. It's only multiplayer. So you have to kind of just set up your own client side host to mess around. New map, new items. They redid the
the one man, one child, whatever he is.
Yeah.
Whatever,
new map. They redid the inventory system to where it's more like DayZ, to where certain items take up so many inventory slots, and it's kind of shaped like an axe will take up a 2 by 6
Oh yeah,
space
the
type
Resident
thing.
Evil style inventory.
Yeah, to where you'll have to kind of play around with how you
so-
sort things in your backpack. But it's depending on what you're wearing. Like if you're wearing like a button-down shirt, you might have a 4 or 5 slot pocket.
Huh.
What pants you're wearing, you have like pockets in your pants. You can hold shit, in other things besides your backpack. Actually, if you just find a pair of pants and a shirt, like you'll have some extra inventory space.
Cool.
So what you're telling me is 17-year-old Canadian single-handedly outdevelops a team of dirty Easterners.
That's exactly what I'm telling you.
Never trust Eastern Europe.
Yep.
You can, you can. You can
game. It's great. Nico, my cousin. Oh.
You can actually wear a hat and sunglasses now. You don't have to choose between the two.
Arnold, can Daisy do that?
It's pretty impressive.
Features. Yeah.
The opposite of feature creep is Daisy. They slowly resend different features until you're just walking around a gray void.
As long as you don't have to worry about keeping your balls dry, I don't care. That's a feature they added in Daisy. Like you have to worry about being wet and cold, and it's like somewhere along the way they forgot what fun is.
No, they want to make it. They want to make it like a train simulator, but with soldiers and zombies.
So it's just so like I've watched it and everything they're doing with it. I haven't played it forever because hey, you know what we need over anti-hack stuff or actually being able to admin our servers? We need people to be able to get their balls wet and cold.
Finally.
That's what we fucking need. Yes. Yes. Never mind the hacks that, and I shit you not, there are hacks where you can make all the people around you, drop their gun. And if you played any DayZ or Arma game, picking up a gun and getting it in your hands is probably a 5 or 10 second affair. It takes a while. Like you've got to reach around on your back, pull the gun off, look at it, polish it, and then you can look down the sights. Nope, you just put it right back down.
Oh my god.
I mean, that alone. I mean, then they can teleport. I mean, there's just so much shit they can do. Oh, and the best part is, the only way you know who it was that killed you, there aren't server logs, Scott. The only way you know is if you kill him and you get to his body before he respawns, which is, I think, a 30-second window. Yeah. Yup.
Oh, man.
Yeah, DayZ is a bad game. And I really like DayZ, but I've gone back to the mod, because the mod is infinitely better.
Yeah, I noticed you playing a lot of Project Arrowhead recently.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
the mod
of the mod is fantastic. So.
Yeah. So. I can see where that could get bad. I mean, people. That was the thing. I think I mentioned it to you the other week when you were on, but Three Toes wasn't. Is that because we've been bouncing around and we've just proved that I have no life. But the thing I've always thought is that like the guy who made it, he wanted to relay his experience training for the New Zealand Army, and so they like made him go out in the jungle and like you had to worry about all this shit, and so that's kind of what they did, but they just threw zombies in it. And now that he has, he's been given a full team to develop this with, but then he decided he didn't want to do it anymore, so he's leaving. This Arnold, do you realize that you bought a game that's been in like fucking alpha for a year now?
Yep. Well, I didn't buy it. Our friend, our lovely Scott friend, Gavistruni /OpenLayer,
he got
bought it
drunk
for
as
me
shit.
because I bought him Arma 2.
So he wanted to hurt you.
Well, the hope was that it would get good.
Yeah, and you seemed to have fun with it at the start, at the very least.
Oh yeah. Back before the source code got fucking leaked. Yeah. Oops.
That went out with the iPhone hack. Yeah, that's brutal shit, man. I don't know what to say. If I was in a game that was that broken, I would not be happy myself. But you didn't pay any money for it, so I don't know. Maybe somebody doesn't really care what you think at that point.
Yeah, it does. It's just a really disappointing game. But at the same time, it had a big notification: "Hey, this piece of shit is broken. Don't buy it." On it. So
It's early access and everything.
You can't really get mad about it. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
No, you sound a little mad too.
You sound mad.
Well, no, yeah, definitely. I'm a little mad.
You upset? Or you seem upset?
You mad, bro?
Advance towards my position, brethren.
Yeah. What?
Come at me, bro.
Okay. Well,
shit, Lord. But in actually having fun playing games news, I got Wasteland 2 from a shady ass website for like $20.
Ooh, that's the best kind of website.
And the Steam key actually worked. So
nice. How you feeling about that?
I gotta. For those of you who don't know, it's basically Fallout, but not in the Fallout universe.
Isn't it turn-based too?
It's turn-based. It's like the first. It's like real Fallout.
Okay,
Fallout 1 and 2.
No. I meant, is it like the first Wasteland where it's a straight-up turn-based RPG?
I never played the first Wasteland.
Oh, it used to be on GOG. I think they reclaimed it, but you needed a manual or you couldn't tell what the hell was going on. It was their DRM of the day. And
oh god, I remember those. Holy shit.
Yeah, it's like turn to page 58 to know what your reactions are.
Yeah, Space Quest had a bunch of ones like that too, to where there were puzzles that were impossible to solve unless you had the manual.
Yeah, you could not make it through Wasteland 1 without the manual, but you could go get it on an emulator if you really felt the need to go do it. But Wasteland, the original, it was interesting. You basically went to these combat situations with your party and you'd have basically turn-based Final Fantasy style fights. If I'm remembering that incorrectly, it's because I haven't played it in 10 years.
The game's 25 years old.
Yeah. Well, I'm not old enough to have played it when it first came out. I guess I could have, but I'd be a fucked up kid. But yeah, the combat of it it's all turn-based. Is this more like a Fallout, like Fallout 1 and 2?
Yeah, it's Fallout 1 and 2.
Okay.
And Fallout, I think Wasteland was like an EA property when Fallout came out.
Yeah, it was.
So that's why Fallout wasn't Wasteland 2. Fallout was the spiritual successor to Wasteland.
There was a Wasteland 2.
Oh, okay. Well, this game's called Wasteland 2. Anyway.
There was like a follow-up. I gotta check this out because you're reminding me. But yeah, go ahead.
But yeah. So Fallout 1, Fallout 2 were isometric, turn-based. Well, it was real time until you got into combat. Combat was turn-based. It has all the. It is the quintessential computer RPG. All the Fallouts, and Wasteland 2, it has some quality of life improvements over. I mean, it's 3D for one. There are a lot of they've evolved it with the times more or less. It's not as clunky, I guess, as Fallout 1 and 2. Like you can click and drag, select multiple squad members. You have direct control over squad members. But you still have all the stats. Oh man, if you're down with the tism, you're gonna like this game. There are a lot of numbers, numbers everywhere. 5 or 6 different gun classes, blunt weapons, bladed weapons. Each have pros and cons. And the thing is, there are so many skills that just one person isn't going to be able to be good at all of them. So I've got like a stealth guy, I've got a talky nice guy, I've got a talk mean guy, I've got a talk smart guy. It's pretty great, and you can customize your characters a lot.
Yeah,
a lot. I've only played maybe 4 hours of it, but it definitely scratches that RPG itch in a big way. It's gotten really good reviews too. I think it's like 80 something.
Yeah. I saw it got some really good reviews. I was really impressed by that. I was looking at Double Fine's Hack and Slash and hoping that was going to do well. I don't know if you saw that either, but that was like basically they took a Legend of Zelda top-down game, but when you swing your sword, you hack into stuff, and then you can reprogram it. So there's no you don't actually fight anything, but you can set enemy like damage to 0 or something like that. And that got kind of poor reviews and said it was running poorly even on top quality machines, so that was kind of scary. But yeah, I was looking at that and I almost bought it. By the way, Fountain of Dreams was the unofficial sequel to Wasteland, released by EA, and at the last second they decided not to advertise that it was a sequel to Wasteland set in Florida. So, but yeah, so you're feeling pretty good about that? You liked how that worked out?
Yeah, I gotta say, so far it's a pretty solid game. I mean, like I said, I've only played maybe 4 hours of it. The first hour and a half were spent creating my characters. Oh yeah, I went full on Spurg on it.
Yeah, hey, someone's got to.
Hey, numbers, man, numbers.
Numbers are my life. I don't have friends or anything. I just got numbers. All I have are these numbers.
Numbers. Got to be efficient.
Yeah. So is it like the first Wasteland where you had multiple ways through something? Like,
from what I've seen, yeah. There's like the first conflict you get into, you can talk nice to the raiders, or you can sneak around the raiders, or you can murder the raiders. I mean, surprise there.
Yeah.
There's also a neat skill called toaster repair.
Oh.
Which apparently, it's got that Fallout humor. I mean, it's a pretty funny game.
Well, that's where the Fallout humor came from, was the first Wasteland game.
Right. And I mean, all the people, or a bunch of the people from the Fallout games have worked on this too.
Yeah.
So it's pretty great. If you like that Fallout dark humor, it's great. But I think the skill reads like in a world without toast, or toasters. Toaster repair is an underappreciated skill, and I guess you repair the. I of course put points in it because why not? And I found a toaster, and I got I think a pipe bomb out of it.
Nice.
Yeah, getting explosives from toasters is fun.
Yeah. Okay. Neat. Three Toes, have you been doing anything but watching Unturned?
No, not really. I mean, this time of year, pretty much college football takes over my life.
Woo!
Roll Tide.
Yeah. The Tide was off this weekend. They had a bye week. And if anybody hasn't figured it out by now, like, I mean, I'm pretty sure Lazy Fire, you're the same way. I hate Bama. Like, Roll Tide is completely ironic.
Yes.
When I say it every single time.
You're Clemson, so.
Yeah. Oh, Clemson. There's an invisible P there that you need to pronounce.
Sorry, I'm not just as sophisticated as North Carolina gets.
South Carolina.
Whatever.
Same thing. You're all the same.
Which one's the Panthers in?
Trigger warning.
Let me explain to you. No, South Carolina is where the revolution started against the northern states.
Well, I mean, I could explain it all just in terms of barbecue, if we really want to get down to it. But
North Carolina barbecue.
You ever notice how North Carolina barbecue be all like?
Yeah.
I don't know what sound barbecue makes, so I can't continue with that joke.
It'd be all spicy. You don't want none of that, but South Carolina barbecue had all the sweet stuff in it. Yeah, I guess you could totally do a redneck barbecue aficionado who wants to be a stand-up comedian. Sure, that can be a character. I will allow you to have that character on this podcast.
I don't want that.
Everything is a barbecue analogy.
I don't think the five guys who listen to this want that either, so I'm not going to pursue that.
Oh, damn. What this needs is wacky character similar to every morning DJ show.
Yeah, we'll just turn it into a morning zoo radio podcast.
We need to get a soundboard hooked up and play zany sounds.
Yeah. Oh no, there was an accident on the highway today. I was listening to a podcast We're going to get back into hating on things soon. I was listening to a podcast not too long ago. It was called You Can't Make That Up, and I thought it sounded really interesting. It's like, here's some really weird stuff that's just happened. I was like, okay, this sounds neat. And I started playing it, and I immediately turned it off because the enunciation these guys had and the way they were approaching stuff was very clearly like, we want to be morning radio DJs, and we just are not talented enough. Or we are morning radio DJs somewhere, and we just put our broadcasts online in a podcast format because we want views. And it was just, oh, it must have been a woman that crashed that car because women can't drive, kind of thing. And then like sound effects and ambulance. Oh no, there's a woman outside. Oh no! Like, yeah,
it's an Asian woman. Stereotype alert.
She just drove
this
off the highway.
Podcast brought to you by Reddit.
Yeah. Pretty much. And that was a really. That's one of those things I really hate. Is when I go out there and I try to find podcasts I'm gonna like. It's difficult. I mean, I probably wouldn't, if I found this podcast by mistake, I probably wouldn't like it very much because I'm on it.
Nope.
But, I mean, just, any podcast that'll have me on as a member just is not a podcast I'm interested in. But, but I go through this, I have an app called Podkicker on my phone, and it's really good. It basically scans all the major podcast networks and all the websites that hold podcasts and have specific archives for podcasts, and allows you to download them right to your phone and listen to them and delete them. It takes no time. It's really great. It's where I discovered hardcore history through that app, which is something everyone should listen to. It's pretty great. Even if the episodes are spaced out literally 6 months at a time.
Is it like a mashup of hardcore porn and history?
Yes.
'Cause that would be kind of awesome.
Yeah, it's a radio morning DJ who is just constantly yelling things about history at you while playing porn sounds like Howard Stern. I suggest listening to it. It's really No, it's this guy. He's an amateur historian, Dan Carlin, and he does all this research on these topics. Like, he has in his backlog, he has the fall of the Roman Republic, and he goes back 200 years before the fall and brings it up to exactly when Julius Caesar started taking over. And then he's got the what he calls the Wrath of the Khans, which I thought was a fucking horrible name, but my wife loved it. And that's I wish I was joking, 18 hours almost of him talking about Genghis Khan and the conquests of the Mongols. And then he's working on one the Armageddon or something like that. That is just the complete history of World War One. He just released another episode. Did someone just throw up?
No, I just sneezed.
Okay.
Sorry.
That sounded a lot worse than it was, I guess. But it's sort of like the causes of World War One, all the geopolitical stuff, and then going into World War One with the second or third episode. He is really thorough, really exhaustive. He also has a couple of one-off ones out there and everything, but he does really interesting stuff, and I found that through the Podkick app. But the majority of stuff I find is absolute garbage. I would never want to listen to it on the worst. If I was stuck on a desert island with that, one of those podcasts, I just found it random, I would rather kill myself. It's no. It's fine. You'll get every new episode is going to be right on the thing automatically. I want to die. Just let me die. I will die of boredom.
I mean, you gotta realize that podcasting is basically our generation's cable access television.
Holy shit!
He's
Holy
right.
Shit. Holy
He's
shit!
Right.
Who's all right?
That's the name of the episode.
I'm Garth. I'm Garth.
I was about to say, this is basically our version of Wayne's World.
Yeah.
Without the guests.
I'm Garth.
We had guests.
No Odd Job.
We
GoldenEye reference there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
one of us has to be Mike Myers. No one wants it.
But
I'm Christopher Walken's
if I get
character
to nail
from
Tia
Wayne's World
Carrera, I might be down for it.
as far as history stuff is concerned, drunken history is probably my favorite thing that I've seen recently.
Yeah, that's a
Where
good one.
somebody's
Yeah,
totally hammered and they try to recall something that happened in the past.
It was. I mean, I hate to be that guy, but it was definitely better before Comedy Central picked it up.
Yeah,
But it's still really funny.
Yeah.
Comedy Central
but it was-
can not really do things well.
Are you saying it was better before it got big?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's drunk history got mainstream, man.
Yeah.
It's all fucking product placement for booze now.
You have to get drunk off Schlitz.
Schlitz malt liquor.
Colt 45. Yeah. I goddamn. So has anyone actually listened to a good podcast?
No.
No,
Nor
but
have I
speaking of bad
participated in
stuff,
one.
I mean, not really podcast related, but YouTube related. Bad news. Well, I guess good news for us because it will provide material. Woody's Gamertag has started making YouTube videos again. Oddly enough,
Of
I mean the same shit he was doing before.
Minecraft?
No, honestly, I haven't watched him, but I mean, he started doing like that Mail Monday shit again, where he gives sex advice to small children. I guess over, I don't know what kind of gameplay he's doing it over, but I guess, hey, maybe that Minecraft money's running out, so he started to do videos again, or maybe he got worried about Microsoft's buyout or a takeover of Minecraft, but they already came out and said that they have no intention of, stopping people doing YouTube videos with Minecraft because they know that's what made it popular to begin with.
Apparently Woody's Gamertag ended up on Tosh.0 at one point.
Really?
Yeah, apparently episode 19 of the first season.
Really?
Yeah, I think he actually got asked questions for one of his Mail Mondays from what I'm reading in these video descriptions.
Huh. I don't remember him on Tosh.0, and I watched like the first couple seasons of that religiously.
Maybe it was a later season, they just fucked it up, but yeah, it looks like he made it on Tosh.0, and then I don't know. Can't answer that question. I'll watch it after this, report back with the details, but yeah, that's probably where he belongs. I mean, if you could just put him on there and have three guys at the bottom of the screen making fun of his videos full time, you'd probably be in business pretty quickly. I mean, you could probably make a pretty good COD. It's sort of like the Dark Side Phil, like, let's cut this up so you can see his most embarrassing stuff videos. Like, if you could just make fun of Woody's Gamertag and his sex advice to 14-year-olds, that'd be great.
Yeah.
It's like a fucking untapped well that, you could never run out. Yeah, so he's making videos again, apparently.
Yeah, apparently. Much to my dismay.
Yay, said no one ever. Yeah, I don't think.
Also, apparently, he's starting up some second channel as well called Woody's Lab. Which
just like Etho's Lab.
Well, that's what everyone started like saying. It was like, oh, you're just fucking ripping off Etho and gonna do Minecraft videos. Apparently, he claims he's never even heard of Etho.
Right? Yeah, he went to Minecon. He was at Minecon.
Yeah. But he said it's apparently everyone's hinting that it's going to be like live action stuff because he also had a string of videos last time he was at FPS Kyle's place of them shooting guns
at
and
Kyle's
whatnot.
manager.
God. I mean, and honestly, I kept waiting for something to go horribly wrong in these videos and one of those guys to lose a thumb or something.
That'd be great.
But that never happened.
I can't play Call of Duty anymore. Oh no!
An esports injury ruined my career.
Oh god! Help me! He reattaches his thumb.
But yeah, between the Tourette's, his crossed eye, and his loss of a thumb, he'd be incredibly disabled.
Severely disabled is the term we like to use around here, sir. Oh my god. Yeah, his Woody's gamer tag, kind of a success story, and then all of a douchebag. It's like the guy who beat cancer and will not stop telling you about how he beat cancer. It's like, and then I went to the hospital and they said I didn't have cancer. What? No, I don't care about your fucking shit. I don't have cancer anymore. Like that. That is kind of what his gamer tag at this point. He does not give a fuck about anyone but him.
No, and for someone who's done so, I guess you could say he's done well in his chosen profession of making YouTube videos for a living. Like, he really doesn't know much of anything about anything. I can't remember. Yeah, he doesn't know shit about fuck. Is pretty much the best way to put it. Like, if you ever actually manage to listen to Painkiller already, and they're talking about games or just tech stuff in general,
Arnold's gonna die over there.
He's really just clueless about anything. Like he's I mean, granted, the dude is probably pushing close to 40 at this point. He is a 40-year-old white suburban dad when it's all said and done. He has no idea about any sort of pop culture references, which for somebody whose main audience is like 13 to 15 years old is pretty astonishing.
He just keeps making wild and crazy guy jokes. Kids these days love Saturday Night Live.
Up your nose with a rubber hose.
It's like his last cultural touchstone is literally a bop it. Like, I remember these. Back when my first kid was born.
Well.
Super Soaker? What the hell's that? It's a sex thing? I mean, yeah, see. I've taken it too far once again. But, in even sadder than Woody coming back to making videos news, I wanted to mention before this, we sign off here, that Juicen, one of the returning and constant Call of Duty goons, the guy with the dead gay arm, he died.
Really?
Yeah.
What happened?
We're not entirely sure yet. Some details have shown up on his Facebook page, but it was found in a hotel room, and it's listed as unknown circumstances at this time. So, sorry about that, everyone. Sorry that.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but
this.
Still, the phrase "dead gay arm" cracks me up.
It's one of the funniest phrases when he was alive that you could say to him. But the big thing about his dead gay arm was that he.
God damn it! Stop saying "dead gay arm."
I'm sorry. Like he was. I played Call of Duty with him basically from the time I first picked it up in 2007 till about last year, where I just stopped playing Call of Duty. And he was always a good guy. He was always gregarious. And one of the things about when his arm got all dead and gay, and I had to do it just to mess with you there, sorry, was that he had to play with like a messed up controller, or he had to use like weird settings so he could actually play. Because
can you please just explain the dead gay arm real quick?
So one night Juicen was tussling with the Tussin, or he did a bunch of ketamine, I don't remember which, and he passed out. But when he passed out, he fell over in the chair he was in, and his arm got pinned under the chair. And so when he finally awoke, the circulation to his arm had been cut off so long that it was basically just gone. Like, it was there.
So he had nerve damage from cutting off circulation.
Yeah, and they tried to open it up, and it led to a bunch of scar tissue, so he had very limited mobility in his arm. And so that didn't help him any.
So where'd the gay part come from?
Oh, somebody just got sick of him talking about his dead arm all the time, and they just threw dead gay arm in there. And to his credit, he never got really offended by that. Like, he knew that it was a dumb move that got him there.
It's a great phrase. I mean, you gotta own it at that point.
I called the Xbox One the Dead Gay console once, and no one got it, and I was really upset. Because it's just, but it, he didn't let it slow him down. Really, he played even with it, and then he was like advocating for people that were disabled to get controllers that could be one-arm controlled, or game companies to include controls that would allow somebody with limited mobility in an arm to play. So he at least tried for a long time to get those things put forward once he had his incident, whatever you want to call it. So I have to give him credit for that, but it really sucks to have to say goodbye to him, even if I haven't talked to him
absolutely.
in a year. I don't think you played with him, Three Toes Arnold. You might have jumped in a game with him maybe a few years ago.
No, I wasn't familiar with the guy at all. I'd heard the phrase "dead gay arm."
I've repeated it multiple times, and I think we actually talked about him on this podcast early on. Which I should probably scrub from the records now. But I went much further into the Dead Gay Arm territory than this episode. But yeah, it really sucks to see him go. This is actually the second Call of Duty Goon death in the last year or so now, because Digital Fiction also died earlier this year, and he was another longtime Goon. So that really sucked to lose him too. So yeah, it's been a bad year for Call of Duty Goons. No one wants to play their Dead Gay game, and
Can we just for this week, when you post this, please just title it the Dead Gay Podcast in his honor.
Yeah,
like it's not Hate the Player 41.
That's how
it's
Goon
the Dead Gay
to be
Podcast.
Sent off. When I inevitably die from my cocaine-fueled overdose.
No, it's not. It's not making fun of him. It's very much in his honor.
That's the Goon way to send someone off.
Yeah, honestly, he'd rather have us joke about it than be all serious.
Yeah.
He couldn't even be serious about some of his shit. He was okay. Here's the worst thing that you're ever going to hear from me on this podcast. One time he lived in Tennessee, and he's looking outside. It's Gallatin or something like that, and he sees a black man standing underneath a street light, and he's like, "There's a black guy outside my house." I'm like, "You better watch out, Juicen. He's gonna break in there. He's gonna take your Xbox under one arm and your TV under the other," and he just immediately goes, "Ah, yeah, ambidextrous negrosity," and I couldn't believe how fast he came up with that. It's like an absolute fucking show-stopping line that I'm sure will offend somebody. But
it sounds like a Drekkens line.
Yeah, that's it. I think that's why I like Drekkens. He reminded me a lot of Juicen. Juicen had no filter and would just like babble on about stuff and do a ton of drugs. So this is now sounding a lot like Juicen. Maybe Juicen's the Canadian version of Juicen. I don't know. But yeah, that was my favorite memory of him. Him being extremely racist. Oh well.
Racism.
So, in terms of stuff, I bought Shadows of Mordor because I had a 25% off coupon for Green Man Gaming, and it was $50 online. So I now pre-ordered a game on my PC, which is absolutely fucking useless. I don't know why I did it, but hey, $25 off, or 25% off. I paid $37 for a brand new game that's supposed to be basically Assassin's Creed in Mordor.
I mean, yeah, it looks like it's at least well made from what I've seen of it. I mean, it's probably good for a couple hours of entertainment at least.
Well, I actually, all the reviews came out first, and they're giving it like 9.1s and stuff like this. And it's apparently you have all your basic Assassin's Creed stuff, like you can climb and parkour and shit like that, but it's more over ruins instead of through cities, and you're trying to build up like an army and a power base, and you can send the conquered armies that you've taken after armies that you want to take, and then like come join the fray and fight these guys. And I watched a gameplay video that was really, really neat, and I was like, okay, I wasn't really down with this game before, but it's being made by it's being made by Monolith. Monolith's making it.
Huh.
Of Fear fame. So they know what they're doing. They didn't make Fear 3. So but they got... I was worried this was going to be just like another shitty licensed tie-in game, but it looks like, from what everyone said, it's a really good game. My one concern is the PC requirements are really high for like what's coming out right now. And they're saying that there have been no PC review copies sent out. So we might be going into a watchdog situation where the PC version is absolutely fucking broken. So I will report back next week. It comes out Tuesday. So
nice.
I think that's a good spot to leave it. We've talked about the Dead Gay Arm and on the Dead Gay podcast.
Rip.
Yeah, sorry, Juicen. But yeah, you guys have anything else you want to say before we head out?
Roll Tide.
Arnold.
I'm getting tired of this Dead Gay pothead.
You can't even fucking do it right. How dare you?
Take 2.
Go ahead.
I'm getting tired of this Dead Gay podcast.
These pretzels are making me thirsty.
I could eat a peach for hours.
I quit.
Oh. Alright. Bye, everyone.